That's my dang old quarterback, man. That's my dang old quarterback, man. Welcome back to Attack on Cowboys, bruh. The first of probably a few episodes y'all gonna get today, so be sure to subscribe to the channel because content gonna be pumping all day long. But we got QB1, a.k.a. Rain Dakota Prescott, a.k.a. the Rain Man. Either way, we got Dak sending a strong message to Jerry today. Let's get right into it with Dak Prescott's interview from this week, bruh. And again, that's my QB, man. Man, shut your up. All right, let's see what that boy Dak got to say as it pertains to the upcoming Commanders game and whatever comments he's had since the last time we heard from him, which was right after the game against the Panthers. Make sure it's on 1.25 like we always do, skis, and let's press play.
We just talked about the excitement with having CD back on the field.
Yeah, a lot of excitement, obviously, and then just the last 2 days of practice, he looks good. He's ready to go. I mean, obviously, I saw him last week and during the rehab, and probably could have went then, right, being careful. But he's ready to go. Looks great. It's going to be fun.
You mentioned earlier that it's not about forcing the ball to guys you want to take what the defense is giving you. How do you balance that with trying to get CD the targets to help him knock whatever rust he might have from not playing the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think I've alluded to it before. It's as much Shotty and the play caller and, right, the guys in the game plan's responsibility of putting them in those positions. Right, where he is, read number one or read number two. From there, it's easy for me, right? Just stay within myself, keep reading the defense the way I've been seeing it, stand within the play. Whoever's open gets it, and as I know, I mean, obviously just from the game plan and the way that they orchestrate it, he'll get his chances.
The team has been so up and down this year. That's surprising considering the talent you have overall, not just overall.
What are we, 6 games? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6 games in. Part of it.
Dak was like, we're a little early, ain't it? A little early for some up and down talk. Season just got started.
I think in the NFL, in a sense, right? Talking about, I know I've mentioned the identity before and finding out who we were. And when you're up and down, I don't know if you have that answer quite yet or as quick as you'd want to. But we know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, we know where we've got to grow. A lot of room to grow, and I know we've got the right people and the competitors for the most part in this locker room that are going to do what's necessary to make some gains.
What gives you confidence? What gives you confidence the defense can turn it around?
I practice against them. They're an NFL group. Practice against them all off season. I know the guys. As people, not just players, and how they're made up.
I mean, it's a good answer. It's a good answer.
I know they're as pissed as anybody is. I know their standard, and
maybe everybody except for Sam.
As a teammate, I got a lot of confidence, and they'll get it going.
So, from seeing them every day in practice, though, why are they falling short in the game?
Yeah, but I'd also have to go back and look at the X's and O's of the other offense, what they're giving them, how they're attacking that. On that standpoint, I've got a lot on my hands to worry about the offense, and so I'm gonna just keep focusing on that, making sure. That we don't have a lull and where we continue to get better.
All right, so Dak just in the mode where he trying not to he trying to be a leader by example. He trying not to say anything that's going to be disparaging to one of his teammates or position groups.
Ourselves to our standard, and I know the defense is only going to improve.
I know you're excited about CD and George together. How much of what George has done since when CD was out changed how your play offense going forward? I mean,
yeah, a huge amount. I mean, I think just in the past of when you line up, we break the huddle, you don't know where CD's lining up, and I think, if CD doesn't get hurt, GP's probably just going to be an outside receiver for the most part, moving forward, him having those games, showing his abilities.
Silver linings, y'all. Hey, keep that for y'all real lives, bro. Always look for the silver linings in anything negative that happens to you, bro. There's one there, I promise you, and you'll learn something great from it.
Showing what he can do, showing not only just how he relishes with him getting more opportunities, but he asks for more responsibility. You're going to have to figure out where they both are. If they both are maybe in the slot, maybe on the same side, having the ability to have 2 guys like that and just put them wherever we feel is best, each and every play, is only going to be beneficial to us.
Have you had that before?
No, not having.
When Amari was here, I don't know if him and CD or whatever they.
I mean, yeah, maybe they're early when Amari and CD was young, but CD was young, right? And he was more just in the slot. We weren't asking him to get out there, and he hadn't mastered, I would say, the position quite as he has. And these 2 guys, young guys, are figuring it out and have figured it out, and only want to get better and
you see how I emphasize young guys. And I'm gonna say this right now, y'all. After the way Joe Flacco is looking at the ripe age of 40, man, Dak Prescott could be my QB until he's 42. Screw that. If Joe can look like that, Joe Flacco just single-handedly extended the quarterback's playing window. Like for guys who truly understand the position and how to play the position properly and reading defenses and really being able to command the pocket. And this is why I always say pocket quarterbacks will always win over those dual threat flash in the pan guys, because pocket QBs you can have on your team for 20 years. Dual threat guys, they may be effective for 6 or 7, right? Dak can play till he's 40. If Joe Flacco's looking like that at 40, Joe looks better than he ever has in his career, bro. And it's because he has a supreme understanding of the actual game and of the position and what he needs to do and understanding how to get the ball out of his hand quicker and all that stuff. And Dak continues to get better and better and better. He's gotten better each step of the way through his career. Even now, this is a different version of Dak. This is the best version of Dak we've seen. So if he continues to get that understanding and they're able to keep a CD Lamb and a George Pickens out there to where it's like a Jamar Chase, T. Higgins type of effect for the Bengals with Joe Flacco, they're able to keep those two guys out there for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Man, Dak can play for as long as they out there. I promise you, bro. So, hey,
responsibility as they can.
Does having two guys that can kind of line up anywhere allow you to do some things offensively that maybe you didn't think going into the year you could?
I wouldn't necessarily say that we didn't think we could, but it's just electric. I mean, it's electric. You got two playmakers like that have the range. They can beat anybody with their speed down the field, can make any 50-50 catch, can catch over one guy, over two guy, whatever it is. It just makes it fun. It makes my job a whole lot easier, and excited to see them both out there. And the best part about it is they're each other's biggest fans. They're each other's biggest supporters. They want to see that other guy go and get 10 catches, 2 touchdowns each game. So we've got to find a way to spread out 20 balls and 4 touchdowns.
When you go up against a guy like Bobby Wagner and his veteran prowess, being able to read and react almost pre-snap, how do you combat those mind games that he's able to play with offenses?
Yeah, have a little bit of our own, just being able to use his strength against him in a sense, whether it's showing him different looks that maybe look like a play, maybe it's just some of the calls we make where, we feel like he may know.
This is where being multiple comes into play for players like Bobby Wagner, by the way.
Exactly what those calls are. But he's a hell of a player. I played against him many of times, and he's going to make plays. That's what Bobby Wagner does. So it's about us making the next one and just moving on.
How much fun are you having at the line of scrimmage? It looks like you're going even deeper into the play clock, making changes at the line, changing back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Freedom just goes back into the offseason, everything that I've put into this. Like you're saying, trying to get free plays. I think everybody's got that message. They're not moving. They're afraid to jump. But that's also doing its job. That's also we got the pass rush where we want it. So it's just about continuing to build on that. It's not just me. It's the whole offense. They understand the mannerisms. They understand our plays, our formation, what we're trying to get to when we're in these certain looks, and that's what makes it easy and fun.
Is this the most freedom you've had in terms of making checks at the line?
I've had freedom majority of my
I was about to say, Dak has been making checks at the line his whole career, bruh.
career, I'd say so. I just think as I've gotten older, you're more apt to do it, right?
Yeah.
You see it better.
Yeah.
In the past, obviously having the same freedom as I do now, I think what I'm trying to get is the experience gives me confidence to jump to something faster and I know that look and just get to it. Where in the past, maybe you hesitated yourself and okay, want me to just do this or that. There's no doubt, and I think that just goes in when we talk about the blitz. People blitzing me or whatever it is. It all goes into the film study throughout the week and making sure that game day I'm seeing what I've been seeing all week.
Speaking of experience, you practiced against Dan Quinn and Joe Witt for years in practice. What's it like when you prepare and then face them?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's exciting. I feel like it's the first time in my career I'm like playing a game against a coordinator that's a friend, and I just. And just knowing both of them. I mean, even Dan, DQ, just having the utmost respect for him, understanding how they're running their program, the success that they've had so early is not a surprise with the way that they do things. But we've had a lot of back and forth, whether it be right in practice, training camps, 2-minute drills, particularly with Joe Witt, that I'm pumped for this one.
In what ways has he put his imprint on it, Joe? Because second year in, and then just more personnel guys that.
Yeah, he's definitely put his imprint on it, and you can see it when you watch them versus my time going against DQ. Certain coverages, playing more than others. I definitely see that's Joe Witt's input. Things that he used to throw at me at 2-minute are kind of a base of their normal defense, and so that's exciting.
Phil's talked about the frustrations not only from him but the players on that side of the ball. What's kind of the message to this team as you welcome in the Commanders who are 3-3 in such a tight race there in the NFC?
We got to win it. We got to win this game. We've got to get back.
Yeah, we got to win. There is no if, answer, but we got to win or we put ourselves in a very dire position as it pertains to a division race. So.
Better in every aspect of this, and we've got to win in the fourth quarter. I understand that's where some of these losses have come late. We've got to expect to win. We've got to go do what's necessary and just win.
You've said that you expect the defense to improve and become more competitive, but the reality right now is they're the worst in the league and you're the best in the league on offense. What kind of pressure does that put on you as a quarterback on every possession, feeling like you've got to get points out of every possession?
It's my standard. It's our standard. It's what we believe that we can do and what we expect to do. So
great answer.
I don't think it's any added pressure through our defense.
It may not be any added pressure to them, bro, but I'm just from an outside perspective and from a realistic standpoint, yes, this is the perfect answer for a guy that's in the trenches, in the foxhole with those guys. From a realistic and objective standpoint, that is putting your one part of your ball in an impossible situation. in an impossible situation. That's like telling the defense that your offense is so bad that you have to hold teams to under 10 points per game to win. I mean, you're putting one side of the ball in an impossible situation.
Early struggles. One, we've got trust in them. We're going to do our job as part of being a pro, doing your job and trusting, the man next to you is going to do his. So we've got all confidence in that, and that allows us just to stay within ourselves and play our game plan. When we come off the field, and if we don't score or we get to the red zone and we get a field goal over touchdown, that whole group is pissed and unsatisfied, and it's not about the whole score of the game necessarily. And our defenses, we need to help them out and we need to score. No, it's because we expect to, and it's because we have the ability to, and so we're just going to keep holding ourselves to that standard.
And you know what? I believe him when he says that part. I believe him. As far as any added pressure, I don't know. It has to be a sense of like urgency though. It has to be a sense of like, damn, bro, we can't allow ourselves not to have too many empty drives, which is a good thing because I don't want the offense ever playing like they just got it in the bag. But I do believe him when he say that. Like, this offense is good enough and they're playing well enough and he's a good enough quarterback to where they should believe they can score every single drive.
Is that realistic though? I mean, they have to score every time or feel you need to score every time?
No, I damn sure not unrealistic. I feel like I need to score every time. I feel like I need to complete every pass. I would hope the running backs feel like they need to get 5 yards every time they carry. Now, it's not realistic, but you better feel that way and you better think that way. And I think anybody in that locker room has, or they wouldn't be an NFL professional player. I think that's just kind of the way some of our minds have been wired from the beginning. And whether you see it as crazy or arrogant or whatever it is, I think that's why guys are in this locker room. And so,
What's Brian like on the headset up until that 15 seconds? Are you a guy that just wants to play and that's it, or is he giving you reminders, or just like kind of how's that back and forth go with you guys?
Yeah, no, he's just giving me the play. Knows I don't really care for reminders necessarily. However, second nature, it's in the play caller sometimes, right? When they call the plays, if there's a
right, Dak like they'll be doing all that extra shit in my headset. That that wasn't Rod Fitzpatrick. It was another backup quarterback that never really played for real, so he probably needed the coach to round down the whole exact play and tell him exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Chase Daniels. Dak like, bro, you better not be running down no 20-minute ass play in my ear and then telling me don't forget this and remember this and
a couple of checks on it. He might throw that out there, but that's normal at this point. It's not anything he hasn't done through calling it throughout the week at practice. And so my point is, if he's saying something about a play on Sunday, he said it on Wednesday or Thursday. So it's just part of the play at that point, and I know what I'm trying to get to.
Shotty has mentioned the emphasis on the run game this week, a focus on it. How would you as the quarterback be able to help improve from 31 yards last week?
Yeah, do my job, make sure I'm getting us in the right play calls, make sure I get the right checks, and then from there, right, carrying out my fake, trying to just get eyes, do my part in the run game, and then make sure I'm just leading these guys in the huddle like always, getting their mindset and understanding that when that run game's working, the rest of the offense gets easier. So, yeah, not happy about last week. None of us are, not just the guys up front, receivers, any of us. And we're all going to do our part and make sure that we get this run game better this week.
How impactful is the return of Tyler Booker this week?
Yeah, huge. I mean, a young player who's obviously injured early, but showing a lot of success, a lot of upside. A guy that I've talked about, right, being a true professional in every which way of it, whether you're in the film room, in the locker room, down in the cafeteria, or on the field. He does things right. But shout out TJ Bass, right, doing a hell of a job and coming in his absence. But it'll be good to get him back, and I know he's excited.
Dak, when you see what George has been able to bring you along with CeeDee Lamb, and I know he's a free agent, he said winning was also one thing he wanted to do. Would you, when you go to Jerry and just have a private conversation, say, hey, man, you see what I can do with these guys, figure out how to get him back?
Yeah, some sort, yeah. Hadn't happened yet, a little
bit. Yeah! Let's go, Dak! Yes, bruh, yes. Make sure you don't let Jerry fumble this thing with George Pickens, bro. Love that.
Yeah, playing. Watching the Commanders. When I run into him in that time of privacy, I'll make sure. I don't want to dial him up on his birthday and tell him that, So he can have it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we sang him happy birthday. We played birthday music out there for him, though. It's your birthday.
He said, I don't even know if we sung him happy birthday.
Yeah, I can't say that next part. Yeah, good vibes, though. It's a good vibes.
Yeah, man. Either way, bruh. That was QB1 telling Jerry, hey, man, I want my wide receiver here. I want my other wide receiver here, bruh. I want him. I need him. I gotta have him. How about them Cowboys, bruh?
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.